career and technical education is taking academic education and applied learning, putting it together so kids are motivated to learn about current trends, and it's really preparing for the 21st century because jobs change over all the time, and so career and technical education changes over all the time, and so they stay current and they understand that this is usable and this might prepare them for something they truly want to do.
That hands-on approach, the excitement, is really what's getting these students involved in 21st century kinds of jobs with the skills that they need in a way that is fun and exciting. It makes a world of difference.
I think it's extremely important for our kids at all ages to explore outside their environment because that gives them the best exposure to opportunities and careers they didn't even know about. Women have been engineers for a very long time. We've had shuttle pilots and commanders who are women astronauts for 30 years. And so I think sometimes they think that's not for me or that's non-traditional, when in fact they're welcomed.
You're going to be most successful after you get out of school and you find your career, whatever that is. You'll be most successful at that career if it is something that really follows your passion. And to learn as much as you can is a great way of understanding what things really excite you and make you get up in the morning and want to go do that thing.
In the next 10 years, I think the career opportunities that will offer the most to high school students will be in construction, they'll be in the healthcare field, they'll be in technology, and they'll be in whatever the green economy. The construction industry is wide open for anybody that wants to take advantage of it. And I think that it provides as many, if not more, opportunities for women and minorities than a lot of careers do.
When I went to Rogers, I took carpentry class, first year, Advanced Woods 1 and 2, and construction technology. When I was here at Rogers, my classes for the construction class took me on a lot of field trips, and I got to see things firsthand at career days, Pizza Pop and Power Tools, and that helped me really get an idea of what I wanted to do because I got to see it. The skills I developed were measuring, tool awareness, and safety was a huge factor. I got to ask as many questions as I want and try things a million different ways so I could understand it. I always work with my hands, don't want to be cooped up in an office all day, and so it was great to work on someone's home, meet new people, and do what I love all at the same time. And minority or not, I think it's the skills that you have that get you where you need to go. And if I have that skill, then that's all that matters. So that's what's going to get you hired, that's what's going to get you out there.
So as we look ahead in the next 10 years, I can see that healthcare is always going to offer a variety of rewarding and satisfying jobs that are going to definitely pay the bills. We know that's true because people are always going to need care.
The CTE classes I took were health science occupations, and I liked that class because it taught me a lot about the medical field, and it showed me a lot of things, and I learned like first aid and medical terminology and CPR, and I can actually like save someone's life now. I took the dual credit classes and they offered college credits and high school credits at the same time. Well, I wanted to pursue nursing. My first goal would be to be a licensed practical nurse, and then I would like to move on to being a registered nurse, and then I would try to further my education in being a physician.
Fluid when you don't.
Today what we're going to be drilling on is we're going to be drilling on fire suppression activities, and those activities include a one-person engine company rolling up on a single engine compartment fire that has extended into the actual cab itself, and their objective, one, is safety, number two is to extinguish the fire, and number three, to make sure that nobody else is injured.
In this firefighting course, I am developing many skills, mostly around responsibility, leadership, and respect. By taking on the role of lieutenant in the class, so I have a greater responsibility than most in the class, and it has just put me one step, like not really one step ahead, but just made me prove to myself even more that I could do it.
They get the opportunity to participate in many different firefighter activities, including PPE, fire streams, fire suppression, extinguishers, rope rescue, and auto extrication.
What made me decide to take this class would be it's something different, and you're not stuck in the same classroom sitting there at desks. You get to do a lot of hands-on things what actual firefighters get to do, like putting out the car fires or search and rescue, and I find those interesting. My career aspirations in career technical education is to become a firefighter paramedic. I plan to stay in here, become a second year next year.
It's been a pleasure having students throughout the Yakima Valley, such as Danielle and America, within this program, because they add a lot more to the program, a lot of dynamics.
I'm a big believer that people should follow their passions. So I would never tell kids that there's only one thing they should study. I certainly know from my experience that my interest in math and computers, which developed when I was in high school 30 years ago, paid off very, very well for me. So I personally am very big believer in that as an area that's going to be more important in the next 30 years, even than it's been over the past 30 years. But I think the overriding thing is that if people students follow their passions, find something they're interested in, find something they're excited about, that's the key to learning, I've always found for myself and for most everyone I've known.
The reason I love computers so much is just the interesting facts that some program can create this minute task that you perform and no one thinks anything of it, but just finding that program and making that program to do something to benefit somebody. The career and technical education class I took as a sophomore was my computer science class, and it introduced me to all these new programming techniques and introduction to programming, which got me onto the start of wanting to pursue it as a college major and into a career path. The past 2 years I've been doing more learning on how the Microsoft programs help and develop understanding of the computers and how they benefit everyday life in presentations, spreadsheets, and Word documents.
For career and technical education classes I've taken in high school include my freshman year. Last year I took Ag Science 1. This year I took, as a sophomore, I took Animal Science and Agricultural Mechanics 1. The thing I like most about my CTE classes or career and technical education classes is that they're hands-on classes. And the thing I like about that is you get to actually go out and work with the animals and kind of get some experience with the livestock for the class, where most science classes is based more on book work.
The more and more I took the ag classes, I realized that I can't really leave the ag industry. And in the FFA program, which is the National FFA organization, I was involved in the agricultural sales career development event, and it really drove my passion, and it really made me realize that I don't want to be a nurse. I want to do something in the sales aspect and the business side of agriculture.
The thing about agriculture that interests me the most is that there's such a wide range and variety of things. I believe there's something like 340 different actual fields in agriculture. My CTE or career and technical education classes have taught me several life skills that I'll be able to use later on, including public speaking. I'm not near as afraid of public speaking as I used to be. Also working well with others, specifically being involved on an officer team because of FFA. Planning events, coordinating events has taught me responsibility.
This year I will be attending Washington State University, and the Career and Technical Education program helped me select that school because being one of the top ranked agricultural schools in the nation and it also being in my backyard, it really made the decision easy. I would definitely recommend career and technical education courses to anyone.
What I'm looking for is a competency.
If anything, these courses help give you a head start on your career path because they teach you life skills that are applicable in the workplace with social life and relationships.
The things you learn in your career and technical education classes, even if they don't apply to a job that you will have later on in life, the skills that you will draw from them will go with you later in life. And I would recommend career and technical education courses for everyone.
5, 4, go Jamie.
The CTE class I have taken is Advanced Video Production. What I liked about it is just the creativity that comes with it, and the idea that like every single day it's different. No matter what you do, no matter who you work with, every single day of video production is different, and that's what I love about it.
Good morning, Hudson's Bay. Today is June 11th.
The career through video production that I want to do is, I dream big. So I'm just saying, I want to be the next Spike Lee, I want to be the next Spielberg, I want to be a director, I want to direct movies. I want to show them my story. Skills USA is a video competition that is held throughout the state and also throughout the nation. And this year, I competed in a two-man video competition with my friend Shane Pacheco. We had to go to a park and we had to make a promotional video promoting people to join the volunteer group that keeps the parks nice. And it was in Yakima, Washington for state. And we made the video, ended up getting second in state. It was pretty cool. You get good at working with people, and that's what a director does. He works with other people to get the project done.
In the whole triangle, and you have these two angles. I've always had a great passion for math, and both my parents are educators, so I always thought maybe possibly being a math teacher is a career field that would work for me. But then after my experiences in careers and education, I really found that being a math teacher is what I really want to do with my life, because educating my students and helping them reach their personal and educational goals is one of the most rewarding experiences that I've had so far.
Standing in front of a classroom is a lot harder than it sounds when you're trying to read about it from a textbook, but when they have that practical experience prior to going in and test and learning about all the educational theory, they've got the practical experience to draw from.
So being able to have this opportunity to be in a classroom and know what it's like to be teaching before maybe my junior or senior year in college has greatly impacted me, that I know for sure that I want to be a teacher, that it's something that I want to do.
For someone like Derek Hahn, it just provides him the extra experience, I guess, to stand in front of the classroom and test out some of his teaching strategies and give him more ideas or reflections when he gets back into the college or when he starts college and he's actually sitting in a theory class.
So I've already completed college courses, Education 202, 250, and 256, just to name a few of the courses that will transfer to Washington State for me next year. And the thing that I love about career and technical education is that these classes give me the practical skills that I need for the particular career field that I want to go into. So in careers and education, I've been able to get practical skills in teaching, which has greatly helped me understand what it's going to be like to be a teacher in the next few years.
So many businesses say to me today that they can't find the skilled workers they need. And yet, when I talk to people, they can't find jobs. So we have a real mismatch between the number of workers that want a job and the kinds of skills that our employers want when they hire. Career and technical education really fills the playing field out so that we make sure that all employers have the kinds of skills that they need.
CTE is an awesome opportunity for businesses large and small. Here at Laser Cutting Northwest and the other companies that we run have been a trained staff that we ourselves trained.
This is one aspect of what our young people learn to do, is learn the code. They do the actual programming, taking a drawing or a part and converting it into code that the computer in the laser recognizes that can then make parts.
I would recommend CTE courses to anybody, regardless of whether or not they've decided to go to a four-year university. And the reasons why I would suggest that is it gives you an opportunity to develop some skills that may be useful post-education, as well as help you decide what you want to get a degree in, or what fields you may be interested in. And it may even help you land some internships that may be key upon graduating college and landing that perfect job.
I visit every high school in my district, and you meet young people sometimes who, when they're in their traditional academic class, are bored, disinterested, it doesn't make any sense. You see the same kids a half hour later in a career and technical education opportunity. They're just lit up. They're proud of their work. They suddenly, that Pythagorean theorem of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that's how you build a roof. Now it makes sense. It didn't make sense when I drew it on the piece of paper and looked at it as a formula, but when I had to cut wood to make a roof, suddenly math was relevant. And say, you know what, somewhere out there, there's a niche for you. And you may just not know what's there, but don't give up yet, because once you find that, you'll light up and you'll have a tremendous opportunity. And if you've got the right motivation, the sky will be the limit.
And it's really exciting to see the students engaged and involved and how passionate they feel about the education they're getting. And when you talk with some of them, they will tell you that they were struggling in maybe math, but here they were learning it in an applied way and they saw the value of it. So I guess my single focused message would be go take a look for yourself. If you do, I'll bet you'll be as big a cheerleader as I am for this kind of education.